Two high school shootings in 2 days, and this morning police have still not named a suspect in the one that happened yesterday at Thomas Jefferson High School in Dallas.
Chris Ottagi is there live this morning, and Chris, we spoke with some students who some say, sadly, they are not really shocked by these situations anymore. They're calling them commonplace, average.
Yes, Mark, as one student put it, it's become too common, almost expected at this point. Schools and students on lockdown after a shooting. There is no school today after it happened here at Thomas Jefferson High School in Dallas, just one day after the tragic shooting at Lamar High School in Arlington. A student was shot in the arm here on campus at Jefferson just about 10 minutes after the bell rang to end the day. Sources tell us there was a fight in the parking lot, and that led to the shooting. Our crews got to campus in time to see the ambulance taking the student to the hospital. The district says, fortunately, that student expected to make a full recovery, but right now, no suspect in custody. Both Thomas Jefferson and the adjacent Walnut Hill International Leadership Academy went into lockdown, and students who were still in the building were not allowed to leave until it was safe. We spoke to one student who was just about to walk out the door when he found out he couldn't leave.
And it was like, oh, go to the library, go to the library. And I'm like, what's happening? They're like, it's a lockdown, go to the library, go to the library. And I'm like, I can't leave right now? They're like, no, go to the library, go to the library.
And police are reviewing surveillance video to try and identify a suspect. Classes not being held today at Thomas Jefferson and Walnut Hill Academy, but when these students do return on Thursday, there will be an increased police presence as well as mental health counselors on hand. Right now, I'm going to send it over to Megan Mitchell, who has the latest from Lamar High School in Arlington, where the students will be returning there to class today. Megan.
Yeah, and Chris, me and you know that we were here Monday morning, and that's when we were covering this tragedy here at Lamar High School, because it was tough to hear throughout the day that one student who was shot ended up dying from his injuries. He was 16 years old, and of course, this all started at 7 a.m. I'm going to walk you through quickly what happened. Arlington police say they got the call for shots fired just before 7. 16-year-old Jashawn Poirier was killed. Another 16-year-old girl was hit with shrapnel. Police say the suspect here, a 15-year-old, ran from the scene but was later arrested and charged with capital murder. Yesterday, school was canceled. Monday, school was canceled. But today, students returned to classroom this morning, as you mentioned, Chris. And I'm actually here with Dr. Brad Schwall. He's the CEO of the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology. And you really specialize in talking with students and their parents about tragedies like these. What advice do you have for these communities that are going through this right now?
Well, first, find out what your child is thinking at any of these schools or any school, because what people see on the news, what people hear impacts us all. Find out what they're thinking. Validate feelings. We never want to dismiss feelings. We never want to say, oh, you should not be worried. Oh, this will never happen again. Validate that it is okay to worry.
Another thing I want to talk about are those warning signs that we typically see from people who may feel angry, may feel like committing violence against others. What should people look for and raise that red flag to possibly a parent, a counselor, a teacher, something like that?
So traumatic stress looks many different ways. One, it can be a fear of going into the situation where violence or the traumatic experience happened. But it can also be an underlying depression or anxiousness. So we are watching for what our children are experiencing, their thoughts, their feelings, how are their behaviors changing. So it is important to understand that teachers, staff, everyone, when trust, when security is broken, it's important to talk about that. It's important to process that. And again, be aware, trauma does lead to hypervigilance, a fear of loud noises. Sometimes that is what we think of when we think of trauma, but it also can be this underlying anxiousness. So important to talk about it.
Absolutely. Dr. Brad Schwall, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to be talking with him throughout the show here. In just about 30 minutes, of course, I'm going to be live here at Lamar High School. But for the latest on both of these tragedies, you can go, of course, online on our app, WFAA. But we have full timelines for you as to what transpired here and at Thomas Jefferson over the last 2 days on WFAA.com. Suzanne, back to you.
All right, Megan, thanks so much.